please give us a brief introduction?
So my name is Chiranjibi-Mock. I belong to Dhenkanal, Odisha. I did my matriculation from Montfort School, Dhenkanal, and my +2 from Vidyarthi Residential College, Dhenkanal. I did my engineering from NIT Rourkela, 2014, and also my master's degree from NIT Rourkela, 2015. And currently I am preparing for civil services examination along with excuse me and salary.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay.
So you did your graduation in which subject?
I did my graduation in mechanical engineering.
Engineering, so electrical engineering, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So tell me why after doing engineering you are interested in this?
My main motive for pursuing a career in administrative services is to provide services to people, because I find the main cause of the main hindrance to our development in India is the target and the source of the development needs to be properly channelized. So there are many steps as an engineer, because engineering it teaches us to be creative in our approach and analytical in our approach towards the process. So I can contribute towards the administrative services in a way that can be helpful for overall growth of our society and as a country as a whole.
Okay. Tell me, what are your preferences for this exam? First preference, what you have given?
I have given Assistant Commissioner, Municipal Commissioner, this is first preference, and second preference is Enforcement Officer, and third preference is Chief Executive Officer, and fourth is Executive Officer.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, can you tell me if you join as a Chief Executive Officer?
Yes, sir.
What will be the career progression? What is the highest rank that you can go to?
As of I don't know in details regarding what the highest progression, but I think that would be a municipal commissioner of a municipal corporation.
Municipal commissioner, okay. So, what is the highest in Omas cadre? Which one is the highest post?
Highest post like in for entry level?
No, once you enter, okay,
Yes, sir.
suppose you get in Group A.
Group, yes, sir.
At the end of your career, what is the maximum level in the Omas cadre that you can go? What is the highest post of the Omas cadre?
Sir, I don't know.
Okay, so that part you can just go through, right? In that video also it is given, in your group also it is given.
Okay, sir.
Career progression. So let's say you join as additional director or CEO or your assistant commissioner. After 10 years, what will be your post? Do you know? After 10 years.
After 10 years, no, sir, I don't know about it exactly.
Okay, fine. So, which is your home district?
Sir, I belong to Dhenkanal,
You
Odisha.
belong to Dhenkanal.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me 3 things why Dhenkanal is famous for.
Sir, Dhenkanal is located centrally in Odisha. Undivided Dhenkanal was Dhenkanal and Angul district combined, and it is one of the most industrial hub in Odisha. It is rich in coal and also hub to many industries like iron industries, aluminium industry, and the metal refining also to many power plants and small MSME sectors. So that is can be considered one of the industrial hubs of Odisha. Historically speaking, Odisha has been a part of freedom struggle. Dhenkanal has been a part of freedom struggle, where Shahid Baji Raut defended the British while in a step to stop their approach towards his village, and he was martyred in the process. And also Dhenkanal is famous for culturally, it is famous for Lakshmi Puja, where there is celebration of goddess Gajalakshmi, and it gathers crowd from all over the state as well from the country as well. So these are the 3 points, and we can say.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, what are the major temples and religious places in your home district?
So Dhenkanal is situated in the lush forest of near the Kapilas hill range, and in the midst of this forest there is Kapilas temple, which is the adobe of Sri Chandrasekhar Ji, and it is also Dhenkanal is also famous for Joranda temple, which is the hub of Mahima Dharma is the hub of Mahima Dharma and its cultural spread over in Odisha. It is also famous for Shayan Vishnu statue, which is situated near the banks of Brahmani river. So these are the 3 main places, and also there are several waterfalls nearby, near the periphery of the district. These are the main tourist hotspots of the places.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Tell me something about Mahima Dharma. Where it is, what is that place?
So Mahima Dharma is originated from the place where its main temple is in Joranda, Dhenkanal, and the main philosophy of Mahima Dharma is nature worship. So they don't indulge in idol worship and the traditional Hindu practices, but they follow Advaita Dharma, where they don't they believe in one God, and mainly worship nature, like they worship sun and fire, and that's it. Actually, I don't remember much about it. I have to read.
Okay, fine. So, any 3 great personalities from your home district? Scientists, freedom fighters, any 3 great personalities from your district?
As I have said before, Shahid Baji Raut is one of main freedom personalities from Dhenkanal. From political background, we can say Srimati Nandini Satpathy, the prior chief minister of Odisha. She belongs to Dhenkanal district, and Sri KP Singhdeo, MP Dhenkanal. He was also the king of Dhenkanal in Kingdom of Dhenkanal, and he represented Dhenkanal in Lok Sabha for a couple of times.
Okay. So, if you see overall,
Yes,
what
sir.
is your opinion about the municipal, or you can say urban local body administration in Odisha? If we compare to, let's say, some developed country, or at least with whom we can compare, like South Korea and all.
Yes, sir.
So, do you think that our infrastructure and other different, these are at par with them, or we need to develop? And if we need to develop,
Yes, sir.
in which areas we should develop?
So personally speaking, I have been to Italy for 1 year in an exchange student program. So I can share my experience regarding the municipal and the urban body planning over there and compared to Cuttack or Bhubaneswar. So if you compare, then there is a huge development means that we can do in terms of basic amenities and also in our technical upgradation. In considering the health, so if I go sector wise, considering from health sector, there are tertiary level hospitals over here, but we need to develop more community hospitals so that and upgradation of the community level hospitals, so that major of the cases like prevention of vaccination prevention program that should be emphasized, so that like we say, prevention is better than cure. So we should work on the in a satellite format, a decentralized format, so that without depending on the tertiary cares, and we need to more upgrade the primary centers. And also in education, there needs to be like upgradation of the schools and high schools at par with the private school and colleges. Like Delhi government is working on smart classes and teachers program, like they are giving new courses and syllabus, new technology implementation in their curriculum. So that could be done to increase the education sector. And in the basic amenities, we need to focus on more on public transport systems rather than independent vehicles, like the boom of passenger cars in Odisha has been in our corporations, urban cities, has been a menace in terms of parking, traffic jams, and overall vehicular pollution. So we need to focus on mass transit systems and unified transit systems. Like I have seen in Italy, that one card is used for all over transit system, be it rail, metro, and bicycles, and also ferries. So they need to have we could implement a smart card system that could be used across all modes of transport, and focus should be on end-to-end connectivity, so that we need not depend on our personal vehicles for that say. So these three could be implemented. Also regarding this technology implementation in the smart city projects, our feedback mechanism should be improved regarding the services the municipalities provide, like cleaning, sanitation, cleaning, and the local and the public services that people are using. and we need to work on their feedback and also our random inspection along with auditing, so to improve the services to people. That's good.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, what is the main reason that people are protesting against the Citizens Amendment Act? And what advice you can give to the government that the government should have done this in order to protect or in order to better, manage the situation? Anything you'd like to tell?
Yes, sir. Citizenship Amendment Act, the main provision that people are protesting is the clause for selecting particular minorities towards inducting as a citizen. They are relaxing the citizenship norms for them. And they are excluding Muslims from. It is excluding Muslims from Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. So the neighborhood Muslim majority states, which is the main concern for concern and regarding the minorities in India, like what would be the future course of action of the government regarding this stance of towards minorities. Here I would like to add that what the present government is thinking is to provide protection towards persecuted migrants. So if that term could be used, the persecuted migrants could be used in term which would be covering all persecuted migrants from the neighborhood states, also from overall from all over, applied to all over the globe. So that would ease the tension in the minorities, especially in the Muslim minority, and creating a separate clause for in terms of religion is against the Article 20, means our right to our fundamental rights. So that so I suggest that that persecuted migrants should be used in term rather than the selected communities, selected regional religions. And
okay, so how many urban local bodies are there in Odisha? Do you have any idea? Total number?
I have gone through the figures, but sorry, I don't remember that well. Municipal corporations is 5, and municipalities are around 44, 43 or 44. I don't remember that as well. Means that and in exactly. And NSCs are. So I can't say that. I don't remember it.
Okay. What is the most important problem or problems that you feel is being faced by these urban local bodies in Odisha? What are the major issues that they are facing? If you can tell us a few issues, and if you can tell us what reform steps can be taken.
The main hindrance that urban local bodies face is providing services to people in an efficient way. So there are leakages in midway, in subsidy, leakages in subsidy, in beneficiary transfers. So that could be streamlined through 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 technical interventions like direct beneficiary transfer, more inclusion of direct beneficiary transfers, and also creating transparency in the system. The 5T's approach and the Mosarkar approach has been utilized, the feedback mechanism and the grievance redressal, so that could be strengthened. Secondly, the one problem municipal corporations face is how to balance the needs of the development and also while meeting the demands of the local citizens. Like slums upgradation has been meeting stiff resistance from public, so there should be a proper rehabilitation villages for with basic amenities and infrastructure, so that the people who are living in slum in unhygienic conditions would be happy to go over to that to rehabilitate in that place and for their overall development. And another thing that is spawning in the cities is the crime, we can say. To how to tackle the crime, we need to have a vigilante approach along with strengthening the commissionerate police. So the vigilante approach would be like people who would be anonymously giving complaints to police and also to municipality regarding the criminal activities or unauthorized activities going on in the locality, and also emergency interventions like Save Our Souls app should be given for women and children and also elderly, so that and it should be fast tracked so that the rescue could be reached in least possible time. The street lighting and the overall patrolling could be improved to improve the security around the premises of the cities, and also surveillance cameras could be installed more, and monitoring could be done to improve the overall security situations. So shall we add more? Or?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So, who is the chief guest in our Republic Day celebration this year, in the Republic Day parade at Rajpath? Every year we call some foreign dignitaries. Right?
Yes, sir.
So this year, whom have we called?
Sir, I don't remember. I have not gone through that.
You have not gone through that, okay. Just a hint, he was severely criticized for the forest fire, Amazon forest fire.
Amazon forest fire, we are referring to Brazil, then President Bolsonaro, I guess.
Why he was criticized? What did he do? Or what did he not do?
So the main criticism of President of Brazil is like his pro capitalist standpoint and anti-environment stand that he has been taking in the recent years, and that is leading to severe deforestation in Amazon forest. In the previous government, they had a provision to safeguard the Amazon forest, and he has lifted the cap on the development and the forest reserve forest area, so that more development and more I would say capitalistic and ranching activities has been going on, which leads to deforestation and rapid forest fire in Amazon. So he was severely criticized for that, and also he has rejected funds from European Union that was one of a criticism that the say and the people of Brazil and also the global community were projecting towards Brazil.
Okay. Tell me something about what is the main issue, okay,
Yes, sir.
that India faces in creating employment. You know, we have such a good demographic dividend.
Yes, sir.
What is the problem? Why employment is not, jobs are not being created, and is it a cyclic problem or it is a structural problem? What is your opinion? And you can substantiate it with some data if you know.
Okay, sir. Sir, this is not a cyclic problem, I would say, because our human capital has been increasing day by day, and we need to work upon like improvement the job opportunities. It could be taken as a structural problem, as we are not able to meet the job creation and to match our human capital level. There is a skill gap between between the education and the job requirement that we are currently facing. Now, moreover, our education is meant like generalized approach. We are giving a generalized approach, like up to 10th and 12th and even up to graduations. People are following a generalist pattern compared to professional degrees. We have a engineer, like 8 lakhs engineer we are producing 8 lakh engineers and 50,000 doctors, all the professional degrees, but it need to be enhanced in other fields also. We need to focus on vocational education, like starting from 10th, people who are interested, there could be a mechanism or examination for the professional courses and vocational courses. The vocational system needs to be improved, focusing, and that's being institutionalized, so that people who are engaging in vocational activities get a formal degree and a formal a formal experience, so that they could work upon their path. And also, like I would add from my experience from Europe, from Italy, that every profession is given a importance in the part. Like anyone who is engaging in allied activities, like services and local services like plumbing and gardening, they are given a minimum basic wage. If minimum basic wage, that is not as different from an engineer or a doctor. There is a slight gap, but it is not that much. So if that could be the minimum wage could be revised, so that everybody who are engaging and the jobs we are creating provide more value, so that could be improved. That would improve the situation. Also, we need the one thing we could work upon is the development of MSME and MSME sector, and also the export industries, so that it could engage more people, and also it would be more labor intensive. We could work on more labor intensive export products, so that it would enhance our export capability and use our human capitals. And building on that, if we could work upon giving better higher education to our people, so they could like China has been working on many startups and many startups and industries. So the startup culture in India could be more enhanced by government aid and amenities startup amenities provided by the government, so that it could improve the employment chances of our people.
Okay. So, what are your hobbies?
So my hobbies, I love to play badminton, and I watch Formula One sports because I was a part of a Formula One team. I like to Formula One student team in our college. So
Which college?
NIT Rourkela, Formula student.
You have a Formula One team?
No, Formula student team.
Student team. Okay.
Yes.
So what how
We work on making the vehicles and student prototype vehicles.
Vehicles, okay.
Okay. Over there.
you have any circuit there to test it?
The roads are quite wide, so we test it over there.
On
Okay.
open roads?
No. In the college campus.
Within the campus.
Within the campus roads there are. So also because of that, and after watching, I became a fan of Formula One. So I follow it regularly, and along with that, I do teach physics to in my spare time. I teach physics to students nearby, and who are interested to who couldn't avail the services, tuition services.
Okay.
And also
That you do it free of cost for them?
yes, sir, I do it free of cost. I am like
So where are you staying now?
I am staying in Denkanal.
You're staying
I'm preparing whole time. Also, I'm assisting our family business a bit.
Okay, what is your family business?
Family business, retail and distribution
Retail and distribution of
Yes,
what
sir.
thing?
of you can say like total groceries and such sort of
Okay,
stuff.
okay, fine. So, how long you have experience of running your family business for?
3 years. 3 years.
3 to 4 years. 3 years, okay. And you did your 10th standard from which school?
From Montfort School, Denkanal.
Okay, and 12th?
12th from Vidyarthi Residential College, Denkanal.
Same.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And NIT you have done your BTech?
Yes, sir.
Post graduation you have done?
It's a 5-year dual degree program.
It was a 5-year dual degree
Yes, sir.
program,
Yes, sir.
BTech and MTech
Yes,
together.
yes, sir.
Very good. On electronics,
On mechanical engineering.
mechanical engineering.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's a core subject, right? You would have got many opportunities
Yes, sir.
and campus placements.
Yes, sir. But I was more interested towards public service, the part of it. So I
So you
I
went
went
to the student exchange program in Italy through NIT
through NIT in 2013
in 2013.
for 1 year.
1 year.
Yes,
So
sir.
1 year you studied in some university there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Which university?
Polytechnic University of Turin. It's in Turin.
Exchange there, some students will also come to NIT?
Yes, there were some students, but it was not like exclusive. And a cohort of students would go from India, from IITs, from NITs, and some students would be coming depending on the course and curriculum they are choosing in the institutes. I guess in NIT Rourkela 3 or 4 students came from Europe.
Okay, fine. So, if you compare Italian society with Indian society,
Yes, sir.
what major 2-3 differences can you tell?
Yes, sir. Differences are many, but there are also similarities. So, if I go through differences, that people are more, they have a family system, and also, but the children are more independent. So, from a small age, like after 10th or 12th, they go for, and they are quite independent. They work part time, and they follow up their own career on their own. So that could be said that it could be said that they are more independent than our students, you can say, in that approach. And while our family system is more centralized on means our culture is more centralized on family. There is more individualistic and can say. So we are saying about cultural patterns. We are saying about cultural differences.
Any difference, social differences mainly.
So,
like
acha.
how they react to certain things. For example, if we pass a CA bill in CA Act in Italy,
Yeah.
Will they come out and protest?
Sir,
and
in the correct, yes sir, they, in that case they have a strong democratic system over there. And the party is divided into mainly two factions, and the whole system is divided into two factions. The one is pro-democratic, and second is far-right policy who is against the incoming of migrants, and they are more protectionist. They adopt more protectionist policy. The second faction is more open, and they are more capitalistic, open to economy, and so it is divided on that stand. And I have seen many rallies and marches regarding many issues. In the time I was over there, there was pro-Palestine, there was Palestine issue going on in 2013 and 14. So one faction was with the creation of Palestine, and another faction was they were against it, and but it doesn't go to that violent level that sometimes it goes in India. And there are strict police measures that are in place, so to keep this type of violence in check. And they have a strong like transparency system, and everything is digitalized, so that we can get updates regarding our government in our bureaucratic proceedings and the file transactions all the time. And in that aspect it is very efficient in a way.
what is the, according to you, what is the most important virtue? Okay, tell me one, any other.
Yes, sir.
Most important virtue, okay, that a civil servant should have. Municipal administrative service, civil service,
Yes, sir.
as such. Many of them, for you tell me and justify what should be the most important and why. Justify them.
Sir, I believe one virtue that stands high in my priority is empathy, that a civil servant should have towards people and society. So a civil servant should be empathetic to the situation, and he should listen to people, their grievances, their feedback, their demands, with due concern to the provisions, the laws, and in a way that he could redress it in a proper channel. So that I would say the greatest virtue of a civil servant. That should be greatest virtue, along with honesty, discipline, and
Okay, fine. So just flipping the question, what are the negative attributes which should never be there in an administrator, according to you?
the negative attitude is misuse of power. I don't misuse of power. I would say if that would be a virtue or not, I'm not so sure, but if anyone misuses their authority and do something that is anyway harming the interest of people for their own gain, and that would be against the civil that would be against the civil couldn't say the ethics of the civil servant.
Okay. Fine. So, in special achievements, what have you mentioned in your CIF?
Yes, sir. I have mentioned one regarding this exchange student program, because I was selected among 1,000 students. Two or three are selected from 1,000 students to represent our college, our institute in Europe. And secondly, I have been a part of National Cadet Corps (NCC) for 2 years, and I have completed.
Which certificate you got?
I got B and C certificate.
You have completed?
Yes, sir.
What was your grade?
Sir?
C certificate, which grade?
C certificate, second grade, sir.
B grade.
B grade.
Okay.
C certificate.
What was your unit name?
My unit name was Engineering Military Corps in NIT. It is based on the NIT Rourkela 16 Battalion, I guess. 16 Battalion of Orissa.
Okay.
And I did one pre-RDC camp, and that was for C certificate, and for B certificate we did an army attachment camp.
So one camp you have done?
No, two camps.
Two camps.
One for B, one for C.
Why you didn't go to the bigger camps like the
RDC.
the RDC?
For C certificate I did a pre-RDC camp, but I was not selected, and only one cadet was selected, who was the leader of our group, and actually, frankly speaking, it was our college. What means it
will take a long time.
It would take a long time, and there were semesters after that, and semester examination after that. So the camp was in.
Did you try for like third semi camp or attachment camp, army attachment?
Army attachment camp we did one in Barakpur.
Oh, you went to Barakpur?
We went to Barakpur for B certificate.
Okay.
B certificate program, but they were a bit liberal, seeing for engineering students.
What are guns you have fired?
I fired .22 and also SLR.
LMG and all you have not fired?
Which one?
LMG, light machine gun?
No, sir.
Not fired?
Only SLR and .22.
What is the bore of the SLR? What is the caliber of SLR?
Sir, I don't remember it exactly right now.
5.56 or 7.62?
5.56, I guess, sir.
5.56?
Yes, sir.
You're talking about SLR or INSAS? So you fired the SLR or INSAS?
SLR, sir. SLR.
SLR is 7.62. Right?
Sir, I have to go through that. I have to go through.
.22 you said, yeah, you should, because you know your chairman of OPSC, current chairman, is a ex-army, is a brigadier. He'll ask you, maybe he'll ask you.
Maybe that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'll go through, certainly go through.
Okay, and navigation you have done?
Yes, sir. Navigation.
Navigation you have
Yes,
done. So suppose you don't have a compass, you're lost in the jungle, and you know that to the southwest there is a road. How will you find the southwest without compass? No compass.
So we can derive the direction from sun.
Okay.
So suppose we are standing.
Suppose it is night. And
If night we can look at the pole star, it will be showing towards north, directing towards north. So from north we can derive to which location. If we look towards north, our head towards north, or back towards the south, and accordingly east and west we can get our orientation from that.
Okay, fine. So What do you learned in NCC which is going to help you? This NCC was before Italy or after Italy?
Before.
Before Italy.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Italy you went in last year or what? Final year?
In the pre-final year.
Pre-final year.
Means fourth year.
Fourth year. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And NCC you finished in
Third year.
Third year process.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so lot of co-curricular activities you have done, and there in Italy, like what were you eating? Are you a vegetarian or?
No, sir. I am a non-vegetarian.
Non-veg.
Right.
So
It was but I was more interested in knowing the culture of local culture. So I tried also local foods, and I liked it also very much because Italian food is also famous all over the world. So I was open to exposure, means the culture.
who's the current Prime Minister of Italy?
Current Prime Minister, I don't remember, but earlier it was Matteo Renzi. Presently,
When you were there?
when I was no, sir. After that, Matteo Renzi was there, but currently Salvatore. So I don't remember currently who is the Prime Minister.
Okay, fine. So, suppose you are appointed, you get a very good rank and you are appointed as a, so you said that you are preparing full time now in Dengana and you are also
Assisting.
care of the family business.
Yes, sir.
So, for how long, when did you finish your MTech?
2015.
2015?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, this is 2020, 5 years have gone. But you don't look, you look quite young, right? Thought that you were just doing your MTech. Okay, fine.
Yes,
So
sir.
these 5 years, what were you? You were preparing for 5 years?
No, sir. I was yeah. Initially, I was preparing in Delhi for 1-2 years. Then I came.
What happened then? What was the result?
I wrote one main,
Okay.
and then I came back to means.
Once you finished your preparation, you came back here.
Yeah,
You're practicing here now.
I prepared practicing here along with looking, and there was
What
some.
about Odisha Civil Service? How many times you have given?
I given 2 times. This time I did some mistakes like choosing the optionals. One time I chose mechanical engineering optional without just in a because my main optional is geography, I chose mechanical engineering, but that was a wrong decision. And secondly, this time I chose geography and history, but I fell short of some marks. So,
Okay. So
but I could improve on that one.
last time, but you are quite highly qualified. What I am really astonished is that why you have waited for 5 years, you have got very good job and your skill area is also quite core, that is mechanical.
Yes, sir.
You will get in various domains and you are also interested in.
Sir, the main thing is that I want to work for administrative services. That was I chose. I thought. I decided on that one that I have to work on towards that
Civil services.
So I was not interested in
Any other thing?
any other parts.
Okay, good. You're quite, it seems, persistent because 5 years is such a good career. Don't you think that these 5 years are lost for the nation? Because
No, sir. I won't exactly say that it's lost because I have gained experience in many aspects. Also, learning because when I passed out from college, then I didn't have just I had the zeal of working towards towards administration. But after knowing and going through the process, learning things, it has opened my mind that a civil servant can do a lot for the society. In terms because it is a more of a diverse job, and we could be helpful to society in a numerous number of ways that I feel that I could contribute more than the technical aspect going through a technical job. So that was the main motive, and it has been a learning process all throughout, also going through the curriculum and all this what can you say, and also working towards the business part in my oversight. That was also a experience working with people, and that will help me in in my civil service, in my career in civil service, to deal with people and managing situations in different aspects.
Okay. Okay, fine. So that will be the end of the interview.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.